Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got the most adorable collection from our friends at Creative Craft Products and Practical Publishing. This is the Honeycomb Easter Bunny Set, Chick Set, and Coordinating Stamp Set. I'm going to show you a few things to do with these today that I think are really cheerful and Eastery, so come play with us. So here is the little Honeycomb Easter Chick Set with a little cute little Easter guy with a little honey pop on that, and it makes the most adorable little character. We find that these die sets are super versatile, and to just sort of delegate them to just using them with Honey Pop just doesn't take advantage of how versatile they are. You can purchase this honeycomb pads easily online. You can get them on Amazon, but we don't happen to carry them. So let's take a look at all the dies and everything I did with these. So here is what this little guy looks like, just without the honeycomb stuff on it. And you can see, so cute to ink that. I've inked the background of my card and did a little bit of torn green for the Easter grass. And then I just jazzed up my little Easter chick here with some ink pads. I'm going to show you how to do that. And actually did a little cut there on his wings so he could hold his Easter eggs, or her Easter eggs. And we've got a couple other little Easter eggs here that I foam taped. So let's take a look at how to put this together. And so we've got our little Easter guy, and I used a lot of Prism ink pads. This one is canary yellow. I used this die right here. And when you shim it a little bit, it gives us a little nice embossed tummy area right there. I just took the surface of my ink pad and I just went around the edges, doing a little extra at the top, and that just brings out that nice yellowy edge there, just like that. All right, and then here we go. And then what I did was I went ahead and cut off these little legs, and I replaced them with some legs that were from tan cardstock. And then I did put a little bit more yellow ink along the bottom. Now on this little guy, I went ahead and die cut this, just the bottom part with the tan cardstock, and then cut those off and then just glued them right below there. And then I just took a brown ink pad, this one is Roasted Coffee, and I just sort of drug that over the surface as well. Now you could also use, for your inking, these little sponge daubers, which are really nice to do like the cheeks and to do the smaller detail areas. So then to be able to hold those little eggs, I went ahead and took my little tiny scissors and I just cut up a little bit from each side of the wing, just like that, so that it was easy to tuck these little guys right under there. Now the little title, I'm so excited, came from the stamp set, and I used the paper cardstock pad here. This is pearlescent cardstock. We have a fantastic deal on this, and I think Paulette's going to bundle it with the die sets, and it is actually not as pearlescent as the manufacturer had hoped, so we got a great deal on this. So it's got a great color collection for spring cards. Even pink down there. There we go. So yeah, that's going to be in there as well. So for my background here, I did use Blue Lagoon and my blender brushes like this, and I used this largest one to just make that background, and then I just tore a little piece of that green cardstock. Now for the little cheeks, I took one of my blender brushes and a little bit of pink jelly bean, and then I just kind of like that, right on there, just to give them a little bit of personality. I cut this little beak also from the same color tan here, but as you can see, it's very orangey. That's because I used Fire Coral ink just around that edge, and then die cut the eyes from black cardstock. So let me see, here's the little face die right there. And we've got all the cute little dies here. Now I did want to show you for the Honeycomb Pad what honeycomb pads look like. They come like this, okay? And then you just take this half die right here and you place that right there and you run that through your die cutting machine. And then what you're going to get is this. Isn't that adorable? And then what I did was you just glue one half of it, just this bottom part, you glue half of it like that for mailing. And then on this little pad here, we've got a little pull, and you could stamp that on there so that the recipient can just take that. You could put a couple of pieces of little adhesive tabs on there so they can pull it over and display it like that. Or you could just hand deliver it. All right. Here is another card I made using that cute little chick. This one right here. Oops. I should mention my magnet sheets are also available at Paper Wishes if I can get this up. My nails aren't big enough. And I'll link that in our products used down below. So we've got our cute little chick here. Did the same little technique of adding the little tan feet there. Little beak, colored in the little cheeks. And then we've got a nice little Easter basket right here. And for that, I just took my, just a magenta, this is Midnight Black ink. Took one of my little daubers, a little ink on that, and then I just went around one side of the basket really, just to emphasize that nice little basket weave that's on. Okay, and you can see there is a little pearlescent shine on that. You can see that from the cardstock. It's not as vibrant as they'd hoped though. That's okay because we get a great deal with it. All right, there's that. And then what I also did is I just took a little bit of an X-Acto knife, and I forgot to grab mine, and I just did a little bit of a cutaway right there, just a slit, so that I could add those flowers in. And what I did with the flowers, there was a little green set, green stems, and I took my little tiny scissors, and then I just went and I cut away these top blossoms. This one I left in place, and then I just took some evergreen ink and I just inked the edges right there. You could use a dauber to do that as well. Just like that around all those little petals. And then I took and I cut these from several different colors, you can see here, and I just cut each one of these off. Then on this one I took some purple velvet, my little dauber. I love having a whole collection of these daubers, one for each color ink that I have. And I don't throw them away. I just keep them in a little plastic bag all jumbled together. And then when I want to use one, I just pull that out and put it on the ink, and that moist ink just reactivates that whole thing. All right, now you just take away that centerpiece. And then you're just going to take that and glue that right there. And then just continue with the different colors. Now the little center parts right there come from, here we go. These are these little tiny Dazzle flower stickers, and they're so adorable. I use this one right here, and I used my little double-ended jewel picker. There's a sheet here that I've already started on. And I just took this and just place it on one of those little flowers. You just stir it a little bit. I was gonna say, and it should lift right off. This one's pearlescent, so it's a little stubborn. Here we go. It just lifts right off like that, and then you just place it. Makes it a lot quicker to get all these little jewels on there. You can see on my background right here, I used Teacups and Roses patterned cardstock. I used this really nice pink lace one right there. And then I also used the largest circle from the 12 Circle and Scallops cutting die. I used this one right here and created my nice little background. Before I added any of these die cut embellishments, I went ahead and stamped Hello Spring in that blue lagoon. And then along the top and the bottom edge, I added some Pearl and Pastel Thin Line Dazzle stickers. There's a really nice white in there. And then just layered and foam taped my pieces. It was a fun card to do. All right, so let's show you what the cute little bunny set looks like. So here's our bunny, and here's all of the dies. So cute. Now this is what the little bunny with the honeycomb looks like. As you can see, I've glued it right here, and then you can just move it right over. So I would actually mail it in this way so that people could just pull that right over, and you just tack that right down. And you gotta wait till it dries for a second. But how cute is that? Just reminds me of those little decorations, Easter decorations my grandma used to have. So the bunny die is the largest one here, and then these are the little bunny ears inside of the bunny ear. This is where the feet, and we've got our little cheeks right here. This is the eyes and the nose here, which I went ahead and just colored those with a little ink pad. The little peach from here and here, I just used white cardstock, and then I just colored it with a little apricot sorbet. I find that saves a lot of time when you just go ahead and take something like a white cardstock and color it, and that way you don't have to cut all these tiny, tiny little pieces from different colors. All right, so let's take a look at what I did with this card without using the honeycomb pad. So we've got the cute little background done with the, here we go, nope, still looking for it, here we go. The Blue Lagoon, and using that with my blender brush. And then this has got grass right here. I die cut that. That goes across the bottom, but before gluing that, I used a little bit of evergreen ink just along the tips. I did the flowers in the same way that I showed you with the other flower die. This one's very similar. And then I went ahead and added these cute little rows of, or clusters of little Easter eggs, and just I cut them from pastel cardstock, but then I went ahead and took a little pink on this one and a little purple and a little blue, and just added a little bit of ink on just to one side of that. And you've got a cute little watering can, and I just die cut that from some silver cardstock, well actually gray cardstock, and then just edge that a little bit with my black ink dauber. And it came together really quickly, this bunny, so cute, from white cardstock. And on this one, once I die cut it from the white cardstock, I just left it right like that, and then I took my pink dauber and I just inked that right through those little ears, and that's how you got that perfect little alignment there. A little bit of pink on the nose and a little bit of black, just so it almost showed like gray on the tail. And I just used a ballpoint pen, put a little dot there for his eye. Came together very quickly. You guys, this is a nice collection. It's got a lot of fun things in it for Easter. You don't just have to use it with the honeycomb pads for sure. So definitely take a look at that. We've got a money saver on the right hand side, so check that out. We've got all the products used down below the video. Look down there. If you just are interested in one of the dies or one of the stamps, check that out. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we haven't forgot about you. Look below the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. You'll see everything I just mentioned. And hey, give us a thumbs up. It helps people find us, and subscribe. We do 3 to 5 of these videos a week, and we don't want you to miss any. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.